This was the most important advice I got when I got to the county jail for the first time. They said, don't push the button. So my first day there, I'm feeling completely overwhelmed and anxious. They put me in a cell with another girl and I have a migraine headache and I tell her I don't feel good. I think I need to see a doctor. And they had told me that there's an emergency button in the cell because you're locked in there, right? And if you push the emergency button, the officer comes on and asks what's wrong. And my bunkie goes, don't push the button. And I said, but why? And she goes, I promise you, it's not good if you push the button. Well, about 2 a.m, I was feeling sick, so I pushed the emergency button. And I hear him coming over the intercom, and she says, hey, what's wrong? And I said, I don't feel good. And she said, well, drink some water and go back to bed. And so a few minutes later, I got up and pushed the button again, really bad. And she comes over the intercom and she goes, what's the problem? And I go, I think I have a migraine headache. I think I need to see a doctor. And she said, roll up louder. And so that means get your stuff. So you have a little mattress, you roll it up, and she pops the cell out and she takes me down this long hallway into what was the medical unit. Now, you do not want to go in the medical unit. I learned that later in the jail. I walk in and it looks like this blue dungeon. Pretty scary, really. And I see a girl in a cell and she's screaming and yelling and throwing stuff. And they popped the cell and said, that's your cell, louder. And I looked over and I said, don't put me in there. I'll go crazy in there. And he's like, that's where you're going. And I'm serious. It was the Davis County Jail in Utah. And anyone that's been there in medical knows it's like a blue dungeon. So anyway, I walk in, I look at the girl, I throw my mattress down, basically saying, stay away from me. And she looks at me for a minute and then she starts hysterically laughing. And she said, you pushed the button, didn't you?